having a good time. Again, 4 straight L's on the map. That is 7 losses on the map in just the last 2 months alone. Team Unique, I wish you the best of luck as they go up against forZe.
This is gonna be a tough one, but the pistol round, that can set the pace in their favor. Winter, well, this is sneaky. He's stuck in towards the drop, could find his way on up. Maybe get a nice little backstab here as forZe. They're just looking to quickly split things out towards this B site. Still, backstab, it's coming through rather quick. It's gonna be 4 players all off that flank.
That's good stuff, but we need just the control over towards Cheetah, but it's not going to happen. Sorrow holding W. Jerry can't do anything about it. Now that he's in the middle of sight, they're pretty much trapped here. The only place that they can go back realistically now is ramp, now that one of their teammates has cleared it. But now they're trying to fight back over towards Cheetah again. That's Sorrow with yet another kill. Flit finally with that peek. He was on the flank over in ramp for such a long time, but this works. He equalizes things back. It's a 1v1 for Kenzie. A 4v2 for forZe, and they pull it off.
Oh my god, that should not be the way these rounds are slipping. Like you say, it's a 4 versus 2, and Unique was looking so good. They had the perfect backstab, but the issue was there was no anvil to that hammer. No one was holding in the backline, so forZe, they had complete control out towards the site. They were able to cut Unique off in the one choke point. They couldn't come through whatsoever. You gotta feel bad, especially for the likes of Sorrow, because he was having a banger of a round there. So many entries of the USP. I mean, you've heard of the Peruvian wide swing. Get ready for the Kazakhstani one tap, because this guy, he's trying to get it done. Let's see if Smiley's got a little in the bank as well. He finds one. Wait a minute. Iceman's found a frag as well. We gotta compose ourselves, because this round is slipping completely out of pace. Flit alone, he'll die too. It's a flawless reply from Team Unique.
Okay. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Unique. Right eggs, right basket. I hate to see it. I hate to see it for forZe. That's all I gotta say. Holding W into the middle of the B site with a couple of SMGs. Unique with a couple of pistols, like the real legends they are. They're able to take that one away. forZe now, they do actually opt into fully forcing out. So yeah, a lot of their economy is already gone. And look at the early control from Unique, banging out early on over towards ramp. But forZe, this is more or less the setup that they were anticipating. They have 4 players all the way back in their spawn. And realistically, nobody from this team is looking to peek.
Nice, man. I mean, just look how much control he has. They're completely trapped out of this round, and there's no utility to flash your way on through that. They're going to be forced to respect the utility for the moment, and this time it'll just continue to tick on down. I love that Unique, they're not playing passively here. They're completely taking control, but Flit, he's going to take a head. Sorrow goes down, and still a minute on the clock is the B site. That's free. It's going to be another retake here for Unique.
Ooh. It's going to start off pretty rough. Jerry actually holding W back into Cheetah. That's going to be the second kill from that one location. And in we go again. Zortzi. Huge onto Smiley. Duke now trying to face on essentially a 1v3 in terms of the angles. And Winter on a max 10. Can't get anything done. What are we even looking at? Those are two straight ecos.
Yeah, flawless also. No one died.
Flawless
either
indeed.
Team in both ecos. I mean, I thought forZe was completely locked out there. They had a smoke stuck in towards doors. They were literally just chilling in spawn for half the round with no map control, but then ramp was completely neglected. No one was holding ramp. No one was holding site. They were so worried about taking care of that pinch outside of Jaguar and holding on to that control with their positioning in mid, but Flit found an early frag, as he does here again, and will manage to convert it, but Flit not done yet. He's going to push for a little more. Duke as well, trying to find a reply, and that he will, but it's a matter of staying alive, and with no refrag, he'll sustain for the moment. Hold on to this control out towards Jaguar.
It's not exactly a flimsy hold of that. Unique are actually looking to fight that one spot a little bit feverishly. And 2 players actually focusing up on a bit of a crossfire, but good spam through early, so good attempt at it. But more importantly, hello, Duke! Around the corner with a big one-off kill. Gonna be able to get one, make it a second, make it a third! Duke with the upgraded A1S! making it look like a laser beam. 3 easy ones for him. Now Flit has to take on the mosh pit of CTs back over towards B. Bomb, yes, might just be in their control. It's all the way out in the open. They have no eyes on it just yet. This is decent timing for Flit.
Duke still looking for that ace. 4 frags on the round already. Let's see if he can pick up the final one as Flit sneak towards the B site. It's a very good crossfire. First contact, that's Smiley, and smoke to support. Now the only angle that Flit can be at is the one that he's pushing. He's sneaking forward. Duke tucked in the corner. The barrel shot. Smiley takes the ace, but thus a round is a round.
Oh man, yeah, that's a grief. That's a grief. Definitely would have wanted the ace. Ace would have been fun. Think about it. In an RMR event, getting an ace, man.
But also in an RMR event, winning a round where you're the underdog and keeping things consistent and not letting it slip away. Sometimes you can do a little too much trolling. It's pretty epic. It's pretty epic.
We do a little trolling, but that's an extravagant amount of trolling. I would like
an extravagant quantity, a sizable lump of trolling to be done if they had went for that one there.
Folks, we're getting back into the round. It is unique with a 3-2 split back over towards B in mid. But the thing with that is that forZe has someone literally just racing their way into A. That is a speed run of getting into the A site. Dude, Flit just held W. He just held W into the middle of the site. Now he has Smiley. Smiley gonna be able to get one. Still, you have to watch out back over towards Donut. He has no eyes towards it. But forZe, honestly, I mean, yeah, they can dedicate themselves to this A push. They definitely could. This is great spread now. Flit is taking away all of this attention. But what is this cutoff? It's Sorrow all the way over in mid. He ends up not getting a kill out of that, but instead forZe still has control over Bay. What is going on? Yeah, it still does work out for them.
Dude, I thought we were supposed to be casting the CIS RMR. Maybe they accidentally put us on the North American one. We're casting Fury. I feel like we're watching Art just run it straight into spawn because Flit had no respect, and I'm trying to figure out what the read that gave that information was, because it's not like Unique has been consistently playing it. Maybe they were watching the tapes getting set up, because that was just perfectly done. The perfect read to find the push, and it's another flawless round for forZe. I mean, I love that out of Flit, right? Don't show that respect. Take control. Unique. They're going to have to shore up some of these holes, but on the eco round, on the full USPs, it's likely going to have to be a bit of a wait before that one happens.
Yeah, that's at least now a bit more of a shock to Unique. I don't think they're going to be leaving A without an anchor anymore, but that's just really good information usage again, forZe. I would like to think that they've been keeping an eye on how many players have just been rotating away from A, or what is at least the frequency of it. I don't know. Just one random round to do a little rush like that. No pain in doing so. For Unique, there's a whole lot of pain, though. We are still looking at just a petri dish of a buy. Sorrow, however, can make quite a bit of noise with this deagle. And indeed he does. The first little firework fired off. He ends up taking down Jerry. One more player in towards the back of A, and he might need a bit of help.
And look at the position of Almazer. He heard the noise that 2 were rotating back towards B, but they don't know about Winter. He's going to take care of Flit, and now he's paying Swords. He goes down. It's Smiley to aid, but Winter needed another, and it doesn't happen. Kenzie now alone on the site. Help is a long ways away. He's raised the alarm bell, but the police, they're still not here. Now Kenzie, he's alone. The scout finds one, and it's just eco for eco for eco. Unique make it work on the lighter buy.
Again, we're seeing the exact same thing happen again here on Ancient. What is up with the probability of pistols? The probability of SMGs, the petri dish buy scrapped together, and they're still able to make art out of it. forZe. Still, fortunately, they have a bit of cash out, but no, this is quite the development. Don't really know what to make out of it just yet. I don't really want it to become a pattern, but Unique now. There's ever a way to get back into the game. This is certainly a way to do so. They're still Unique. Most of their players back over towards ramp. Hopefully they don't let go of this time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't gotten to watch a forward spot on this map before, but their T side, they really give up a lot of space. Like, they're not contesting it. Door smoke comes up, and Unique just has full control here, right? Normally a position that is so sought after is given relatively free, but a well-timed spray out of Jerry, it'll take care of Duke. Still Iceman tucked in the corner, and now Jerry going huge. The IGL, now he's the entry. He'll find 2 out towards this B site.
Ooh, Sorrow. Only gonna be able to take down one, and I say only because of the peek from Jerry. There's Jerry. Back over towards Cheetah with a big kill onto Sorrow. Smiley and Winter. Pretty much zero chance of getting back into this. So tough to retake on B. It's one of the toughest sides, period, if you want to come back from the CT side.
Look at Flit.
And there you go. You said it. Flip from behind there is the insurance policy, but Sortie around the corner to finish it off. So okay. forZe finally with a bit of solidification, with a bit of consistency for the first time. That's going to leave Unique back on pistols. Oh, breathe now, forZe. This is not what we expected out of this matchup. It's not what we expected with the first one either, but this one a bit more so because of how back and forth it's been.
Yeah, it's been a close one thus far, but I want to highlight, despite how much space they give up out towards B main, despite how much they surrender, what's been big is the lurks from Flit. Round after round, he's working his way fast towards that A site, and even if you lose the space towards B, there's that push and pull, and, well, the push has been out of Flit. This round is not going to do it. Instead, he'll play out with his team, they'll group over towards the B site, and they'll have to contest against the two lesser weapons in Jaguar.
Oh, big battle. Back over toward Jaguar, but it is kills back for forZe. But more importantly, that scout not able to make any noise whatsoever in the back of sight. Now forZe, with their luxury of utility, can inch their way back into sight. Over in mid, though. Long range MP9. Certainly does work at times. Look at the damage already done. Winter could actually make a whole lot of noise with his deagle. And look at the shot through the smoke. kenzie now down to 28 HP. That is all three players down to at least 28. Unique again with mostly pistols, trying to make their way back into this one. Again, it is Iceman with one. Both players down to 10 HP. Zordy doesn't exactly have a cross either. Almazer all the way down in his own. Smiley gets the first pick. Winter with the last. Oh my, we're on a merry-go-round. We go round and around and around again. Team Unique, 4-4 back, and it's the eco rounds that keep pushing these teams back.
Yeah, and now the question is, how do you secure consistency if you're either of these squads? For forZe, I feel like it just has to be ensuring up these post plants, because it just feels like round after round, they get that bomb down, and then they kind of neglect the flank, the sneaky angle. They don't have those crossfires fully established, and it's just one flash over. Unique fights back through, takes example, or finds that slot in the chaos and are able to pull out the defuse, pull out a magical round. forZe, I wouldn't hate to see maybe a bit more aggression out of them. Fight early on, try and deny this mid control, because again, look, Unique is getting so much space for free, so much information for free nice and early into this round.
Name of the game. But Unique can't depend on that either.
No.
That becomes a bit of a trend. They can get punished for it. So, again, this is very much a one-off play. And they could do a whole lot with it. Two players still back over towards B, just trying to really see if there's any contact. Back over towards Cheetah or Ramp. But indeed, it is going to go down again. Not a lot of utility here for forZe. There's no counteractive mollies either. So in we go. Iceman around the corner. A couple of flashes later, but he was playing the anti-flash. Nobody else from forZe able to go through. This is just real big for Unique, isn't it?
Yeah, that it is, and well, now we see that forZe is going to re-clear their space out towards mid, but they have to commit a lot of time to that, and they have to get rid of Sorrow at some point. They realize that with the time on the clock, that's not likely to happen, so they'll push their way back out towards this B site. Still, Unique posted in the right positions, two players back square, Iceman. That is the first point.
Early smoke could isolate a bit of a 1v1 again, Iceman. Not playing this contact either. Waiting up for it. He does have the backside of kenzie to aim for, but the spray doesn't hit, but he still ends up getting another big kill. forZe now down to 2.
Oh, kenzie, what's he going to do to fight back in? He has to deal with the flank, and you see Smiley, he's had discipline to this, taking it incredibly slowly. kenzie wants to try and wrap and join his teammate out towards Jaguar, but Smiley just on the other side. The swing comes through, Smiley wins it. Now it's just Almazer, and he can't even hit one. Duke swings around, takes him down, and Sorrow find the defuse to push the advantage in favor of Team Unique.
Team Unique. I mean, how is this even happening? I mean, yeah, the initial push absolutely not working out in their favor, but After this, lack of contacts near the end, lack of clears in the back of sight ended up leaving them into that little tragic scenario. But that's the thing, right? forZe, they're struggling so much in the early round to get map control, to get attention. Unique is taking full advantage of that. I mean, we saw early rushes back over towards mid, good contacts, just ends up leading into later round reads, and we actually saw it again. A bit of a mission for Smiley. He gets a big contact in mid. He's back over towards the A site. Now we're seeing a real default where forZe again, off of early util over towards B ramp, can't approach.
I don't think we've seen a single round where forZe has actually put much into that mid control. I think the only round was when we had that run up from Flit. They then pinched out from mid, but for the most part, they're kind of unaware of how Unique is playing it. I think the one round where they found contact, they saw the jump peak. That's the face this time, but the thing is, Unique has a lot of different plays in this area of the map. They switch things up, but Zordy might just switch the outcome of this. He's looking for another bit of a thrifty round on the lesser buy. He'll take the head off of Iceman and attempt something more with the spam still. The A site, that's where the play is in Winter. Just a random spam out onto Almazer should show that this is at least a potential Jerry stuck in the corner, but Duke, he doesn't fully clear it.
Duke is still going to be able to get the kill. There you go. So the eco should just be going back over towards Unique's favor regardless, and it is more or less the contact that you want. forZe, almost with full freedom of the entire map. Unique was simply just playing with their hearts. Now finally, Duke gonna be able to get one back over towards Construct and can make it a second, but it's not gonna happen. kenzie early on actually going for a bit of a swing. If he gets that kill, can end up making a bit of a spicy play, but still 6-4 back. forZe will be able to get their rifles back, and for the first time we finally get that off back. And it is funny I say that, we are 10 rounds in and neither one of these two teams have had solid enough economy to pick up that big green, and now in a map like Ancient where it's a bit more of a sniper's paradise, we finally see it.
Yeah, it was interesting. Smiley's normally a guy to try and get going for that op as soon as he can. Pretty strong on the weapon, but he's had some discipline in it. And I think that actually plays well to the style Unique has been showing, because it's been generally a slower one. Leaning on those retakes, leaning on those takes out towards the lane, and the op, not the best in those types of scenarios. Now, he'll relent and just play the role of that A anchor. Just post up towards main as it's Duke and his teammate in way of Iceman, again to take hold of the lane position. Rotates underway as the utility. This time it's set up towards mid, so maybe a smoke there that you can cut off. Donut control, try and push a little bit of spacing in that direction.
There goes the early setup in mid. Not so much early, but still very much a setup. As at this point, Winter can't do anything about the crossfire with Duke, and Duke pushes out the scenario. He ends up going down to Sortie, Winter, and Sorrow. Sorrow, more importantly, another big one back over towards ramp. Now everyone else is back in mid. forZe trying to make their way through. That nade, chunky damage. Flit now down to 64. forZe still with control of mid, but that's the only thing they have. They only have mid.
Yeah, and look at the positioning. You have Donut still controlled by Winter. You have someone in Jaguar as well as deep in main. The only option is a push through CT, but Unique should be aware of that. They'll have this timing on lock, and the pivot should come through, but if Smiley doesn't look at the right moment, the right time, he could be caught off guard. This round could slip away. It's a matter of time, and where will Smiley look?
Smiley getting pressured out. Can't do anything about it. What a jump up from Almazer. Still going to be able to get the big one on the winner. It's Sorrow. Still back equalizing things on a 2v2. We have to watch out for Iceman. He's struggling to get back from his own spawn side, but he realistically is only just taking his time. In goes the timing. How's the angle for Zordy? Zordy looking the other way. Almazer now in a 1v2. Already has a 3K. Can he make it a 4K? The diffuser's going through. It's holding. Iceman! Ice in his veins in front of Almazer and still gets the kill. 7-4 back for Team Unique.
Absolutely insane there by Iceman. He just has the read, realizes that you're not going to phase check him. At that point in the round, takes the ballsy play and wins it out. I mean, when Smiley died, I thought that round was over. He had the crucial role of the pivot where he had to still worry about A main and also take the time to spin around and find a frag out towards his flank to deny the push into the site. But despite the bomb coming down, clutch potential, the clutch genes came through. Now forZe are forced into a tactical timeout here.
Finally, on a bit of a pause here for forZe, a team that certainly could be stressing out a bit. There is just no way. I mean, Team Unique, they have had a decent couple of months, right? But we're looking at Ancient, the same map that they've lost 7 out of their last 8 maps on. Reminder, 7 out of the last maps that Team Unique have played on Ancient, they have lost. Oh, unreal. This is fun. This is really fun. We can get the underdog story that we want for the tournament, but it realistically is only a best of 1. There's still 5 more matches for all of these players and all these teams going forward. This is certainly quite the start. forZe currently mostly on pistols, but they have pushed out the scenario with a bit more of a half buy. Upgraded pistols, Galil's going down over in short. There still is only one player on the other side of the map.
As he always is, it's Flit playing a bit of his lurk role. Iceman on the jiggle. Pop smoke off that contact. Almazer positioned right on the other side. They're going for the boost around the corner, but Iceman, he's heard the amble. The jump up noted, so smoke comes through and the spam does as well, but stays at a bit of a stalemate here. Turns for either side as the utility still being rained up. They might just go off the fate of the smoke.
They just might. Might be their only option, realistically. In we go. Deep smokes back. They just had enough for double smokes. This is every single piece of util they have, except for one single flash that Jerry is about to pull out. But no, he's not. They're just going to go into a dry. No flash whatsoever. Instead, it's a counter flash, actually, back from Iceman. And there you go. 3 kills back for these players. Flit and Jerry, now the last 2 remaining. And it's 2v5. A great little mop-up for Unique in the middle of the site. Still could be a little bit of noise made by Jerry, but he's smoked off. Unique with another kill. That's Duke taking down Flit. And yeah, 1v5. Jerry was good.
Let's see it, Jerry. I mean, you gotta put some faith into him. So Tech 9, maybe not what it used to be, but got plenty of bullets to get. Okay, my faith has not been rewarded. 8th round secured there for Team Unique. They do it in a flawless fashion as well, keeping all the weapons up. And I mean, what a great timing on the utility out towards main there. The second the first molly fades, a smoke comes in. There was only one flash to work with, but the comm didn't come through to use it out of the smoke. And Team Unique, I mean, they just walked their way straight on into a blender. Excuse me, forZe did rather. It was Unique doing the blending, as forZe now will find themselves with a reinvestment.
Indeed. Not a fun scenario for forZe going forward, and I think that has been mainly the message of the day here for Ancient. You cannot have a good B hold whatsoever if you don't have the right responses in terms of utility, but it has to be instant. You have to have players playing anti-flash. You have to have pretty much a person ready to throw down a smoke or a molly almost instantly for a rush. But enough semantics. On the server, we do have 2 kills. Make it 3. Winter with another big one over towards mid, but more importantly, A is empty. Almazer over in mid, taking down Winter. Unique now already down to 2. Make it 1, right? No! Flit going in for the swing, goes down to Duke. Duke was ready for it. Look at the readjustment. He's down to 19 HP. He can hide in the back of sight and hopefully get an off angle here.
Yeah, let's see if he can get it done. Duke instead, he's actually going to re-clear towards me, but this might be misinformation because the take is coming out towards the donut bomb. And it'll be dropped on over for Kenzie Almazer instead. On to plant, but remember this man in main, he has the timing, he has the swing. Duke, he takes down the carrier and finds it into this 2 versus 2. Still, his position is crucial. Even a molly posted up to delay, but now he's just mollied off and they can make a run for it. B site is open. 30 seconds, that is plenty of time. Duke has just a nade to find this 1v2 retake if he even wants to go for it.
Yeah, what a great pick. Finally something back for this team. Does Duke actually want to approach this 1v2? Honestly,
I don't think so.
Honestly, it would be great just to see it attempted, but the economy for Team Unique could finally get pressured, and especially with the half ending, you do wanna stick on to at least as much hope as possible for the remainder. So up in the hands of Duke will be saved. Fours, let's talk about the approach because it is yet another round where they were saved by Flit.
Yeah, I mean, Flit's lurks have been really big, and it did feel like things could have gone wrong there off of the spacing because the players towards Donut, they were spaced out away from Flit. Flit just sent it out for main as he often does and found the entries onto the site, but his teammates were cut off. They were delayed. Still, that rotate came out in time, and in the 2v2, they isolated Duke. Were able to win things on out. It's a big round for forZe, and I mean, even if you look at this scoreline, you think, "Oh no, forZe is going to get upset." I mean, it's a really good T side thus far. They could even still be looking at an 8-7, at a 6-9. Anything like that is strong for a squad like this. And I mean, with their CT sides generally their best side, especially here on
Yeah.
Ancient, I'd expect things to likely swing their way. But Unique, if they can keep things clean, 10-5 in this half, they're in a great position.
Oh, Smiley was also technically in a great position physically, but unable to get any picks out of that spot.
Duke.
Where he does leave two players to try to help him out. There goes a big pop flash. Duke going in for the same swing. Nobody else in ramp to try to help out. Everyone else from fours is all the way back over towards A. Iceman does help out still in taking away the lurker and Almazer, though. That's big.
Now that it is. Now Flit, again, he's been the linchpin for so many of these rounds. He's executes out towards A, but Winter, he's the one they have to take care of. AUG trained on the line, a boost up for Kenzie. Smiley here as well. Up on the corner, bomb. To be planted, it's on the
Oh,
back of Kenzie. Missed shot, but Winter bails him out. The insurance policy to keep them safe and to cut it down to Flit. He's been a hero. He's been big in these entries, but is he big enough for a 1 versus 4? A task that feels impossible, but they don't know about the boost just yet. Spots out one, doesn't go for the shot. Now he will needs the adjustment, but it's not quite there. Winter secures it with 3 and 9 rounds found for Team Unique.
which one of these two teams has a chance of making it to the major again?
That would be force.
That would be Force. Force is the team that desperately needs points, especially in this group. Again, just to remind you guys, the other people that are currently participating in this group is are teams that they have to face up against. Teams like Virtus Pro, teams like K23, teams like Gambit. Force can't drop any games. No best of ones, I would like to think, have to like it can go down. And especially the two games against Indie and Unique. I mean, this is the start of something real bad for this team.
Yeah, still, it's a good half for them, especially if they can find the 6th round. But the buy with which to do it, it's rough. Khalil bought in for Al Mazer, Kenzie, and Zordi likely gonna have to take that humble approach and
Mhm.
just invest into the lesser weapon as well. But still, gotta pause. They've got a moment to think this round will stay crucial.
A reminder just on format. Yes, top two teams do make it into playoffs, but if you do end up getting third place in your group, you end up getting put into the fifth place match, which is still worth the RMR points needed. So realistically, still a tight margin for fours, but not as much. Realistically, they would only need to beat out one of the teams that is still contesting an RMR point. But yeah, unique. At least throughout this game thus far, we haven't seen too much craziness from them in terms of actual setups. I just think that Fours just doesn't have, I guess you could say, the right pathing to things, the right approach to things
Mm.
thus far. Unique is having just a really good job of keeping things not only disciplined but also just shocking a couple of times with, I would like to say, one or two good off angles.
Yeah, and I think that especially on these A takes that have been the biggest solution for the likes of Force, it's been the donut control to cancel that
Right.
out. Team Unique has always had 1 or 2 players anchoring in towards donut, and mid control's never been a big priority for Force. And when it is, they've been shut down from that donut player. So the A side has been made a much bigger issue off of that positioning, and well, course, they're going to have to find a solution. They only have 1 round to do it with, but to give you guys an update, looks like someone is having some server issues or waiting to get them back on in and get things rolling.
Yeah, we'll be back in it. So now that we have this chance, there are other games currently going on now, folks. If I'm not mistaken, K23 and Virtus Pro. A massive, massive game for both teams. These are two teams that are not confirmed for the major and that don't even have the top 5 spots currently for RMR points. Both of them are trying to scrap for a top 3 place in this group. So that is actually a massive, massive game happening right now on the mainstream. And otherwise, we are mostly waiting out for more games throughout the day. Anything else you want to anticipate here, Mimi? Actually, because there's just a lot of Counter Strike to go around. Any other regions that catch your eye?
Yeah, lots of Ancient today. I'm taking a look at the other games going on. Looks like Gambit in the IRA over on the C stream is also working with a bit of an Ancient game. 5-3 right now in the
Another Asian game.
IRA. Actually up on the CT side. So
Gambit down.
close games. Yeah, Gambit down. It is CT
Oh,
side, so you gotta put that little extra bit of
a little
information
bit.
on there.
Interesting.
But still, I mean, it's a good map. I think for especially some of these young teams, some of these maybe lower ranked teams, some of these underdog teams. I feel like would be the best word for
Yeah.
it because it's new. There's still some cheeky stuff you can pull off. We've seen some interesting things out of Unique, and I mean not to make a pun with their names, but there's still unique approaches. It's not your Mirage where you have like that standard set of utility that everyone's throwing, everyone's doing the same thing. Yes, there's a meta to it, but I think there's a lot more adaptability in this map, which is good for teams like Unique.
Yeah, but that was the thing, right? We needed to see a bit more variation from these more unknown teams because I mean, think about it. There is so much film available on fours, but certainly not as much available on Unique. And I'm sure that the team is still switching up things about their lineup, switching things about their dynamics on each map. Period. I mean, Team Unique again. Just reminding you guys, they have lost 7 out of their last 8 maps on Ancient, and yet they still want to play it. But that's for very good reason. They have the confidence. They've been practicing on it. I would like to think. So, Team Unique definitely a bit more of a chance. Again, can't take that with too much weight because of that CT side thus far. But yes, folks, we are still waiting up for that server issue. We have more games. I think we have more games today, right? We still have 2 more rounds
Two
of
more
games.
games. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. One more round from each group too. So 2 days of group stage. This is fun thus far.
Okay. Well, while we're right here, while we're in the group, so we have this little pause. I want to hear your
Sure.
prediction. Who's making it in? Who? Because obviously we know Navi's
Ooh.
confirmed. A couple other teams right at the top, all but confirmed. Do you have any like hot takes on
Mm.
teams making it in?
Honestly, not too many hot takes. No, not at all.
Mm.
I think it is very much clear cut where it's Gambit and Virtus Pro making it through group
You
B.
think Virtus
Group
Pro over K23? And
yes.
maybe that's a bit of a hot
Dude,
take because I think on paper VP should be winning it, but K23's been looking good, and they have the
they
points
have.
to maybe weasel their way in.
Yeah, no, their team has been doing super, 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 super well recently. Honestly, I'm just excited to see them a bit more though because we have mainly only seen them around things like ESEA Advanced.
Hmm.
We've only seen them in potentially like Pinnacle tournaments. So honestly, just K23, they have not had their chances to go to more like tier one based tournaments. They did play in the last Armor. They did have that chance, I guess, but they didn't do the best against those tier one teams. And it's been a while since. They have a great roster. I can't wait to see them again. K23 folks, they have their games later. I think their first game is already against Virtus Pro. So we get to answer our question a little bit later.
It's gonna be interesting to see.
But
Yeah,
right
I
now, excuse
see.
me.
Looks like we're getting back into things.
Hey, we're
Let's
getting
go.
into it.
One more round in the half, and it's gonna get going in a moment. To review, folks, it's fours. It's Team Unique. It's the last round in the first half of this best out of one in the buy for fours. Looking less than stellar. Galil's across the board. Just Flit and Jerry. The investment into that AK-47.
Yeah, in we go again. The restricted economy for fours isn't exactly an object to be playing around with. It is that last round. But look at this rush over towards mid. Winter, so deep in the mid side, he continues to throw in a bit more utility. But that's really all it is for now. He has bottom mid control. Nobody else from Unique needs to contact here. But instead, you have to leave all of this pressure over onto Smiley. Everyone else from fours making their way back over towards A. Smiley currently has the angle. He has quite a bit of utility and has a fast rotation back in Donut if he needs it.
Yeah, there comes the Molly. That should slow things up. And you see that relent on the mid aggression. Winter instead just anchoring out towards Donut. But like we were talking about during the pause, fours does not pressure mid really whatsoever in these rounds. They're almost always playing the 4-1 split. Just one lurker, either Jerry or Flit, off on their own, but now utility is cleared up. Flit looking to wait his way
Ooh.
into the site, but Smiley, well, that's a rude awakening out of him. Finds the shot with the op, but now he's playing around the fringes of this smoke. Another opportunity is Winter instead will take the head off of Zordy, so now it's just left to 3. They found good spacing towards the site, but look at the smoke. There's so much space to play around. Duke, bit too wide on the swing, but remember Winter, he's in close past the flash. He
Ooh.
goes down. It's Jerry with the AK. Now it's into a 3-on-3 bomb. Should be able to be planted soon, but you still have to worry about Sorrow. Out comes the flash. Out comes the push. It's Smiling for 1. Cuts it down to Jerry. The clutch. He's already been good. Almost finds the frag, but Sorrow denies it. It's 10-5 in the half. Unique is looking good, but can they close it out? Can they find the upset? We'll find out after the break.
Welcome on back. We land once again here on Ancient to continue our best of 1 matchup between forZe and Team Unique. And again, this is quite the unique scenario for a team like Team Unique, because my, oh my, it is not every day they have a 5-point lead going into the second half over a top 20 team like forZe. They could certainly take their advantage with a pissed around win.
Almazar got stabbed in the back. Not a great way to start things off for
A
forZe. Like
pat in
a
the
right
back.
click too. A little, friendly little pat onto their teammate. And it's actually a stack out towards the A site. 4 players strong in that direction, but it's just Jerry. Dooley's in his hands to try and anchor. Worried about so many angles. Can he stand? Can he deliver? It's Sorrow around the corner, but
Ooh.
Iceman is able to take care of him. Now it's left to the full retake.
Couple taps through the smoke, not able to get any damage, but this is so, so good for Unique. All the smokes are dissipating, though. They have no more util after this, befores. All 4 players coming back over towards that CT side. 2 players back over towards short, and 2 players back over towards long. Sorrow, he's splitting a 50-50. He decides to rush back over towards short, but he can't get anything done. But instead, it's kills galore for Unique, and they have the pissed around win.
All right, Unique. They're looking good. This is the path to a big, big upset for this Unique squad. And I mean, forZe, they had the gamble. I'm not sure if that's off tape or it's just something that they were feeling based off the game, but completely fails for them. They had absolutely no idea that the take was going to be out towards B. I would have loved to see the one man on the site there for forZe just fall back, try and have Almazer stay alive, and just 5-man retake with the team, but he couldn't. He was trapped in, forced to fight, and went down without finding a single frag. So the retake made impossible. A force buy has come on in, but it's nothing good. Just pistols, CZs, Deegs. The Deegs are strong on forZe, but the rifles, much better for Unique.
He's got the good approach, though. I am at least a little bit more intrigued to what that A-hold actually has to offer. But Unique, I don't think is going to be targeting that by any means. Out goes early Molly back over towards site. They're trying to see if they can really get any noise off of this because they didn't get any contact. Still have to worry about just Almazer at this point, but it really is only just him. The rotation is going to be a bit too slow. Finally, the smoke back and short is going to allow that red carpet back into the B site. So yeah, forZe, although we are seeing a lot of cheesy little setups, none of
Uh-oh.
them over towards B is going to lead them into that. And there you go. Missed shots from Jerry, in fact. Still forZe. They have a couple players around, so I think they can surely try.
They can't. Almazer, let's see what he can get done here. Jiggling on forward, trying to find something. He's cautious, of a backstab, and well, now he's just gonna try and fall away, holding on. These couple of smokes, these deagles, this armor, it's more important than the round. I like the discipline out of forZe, but it does mean they're giving up 12. This comeback is looking harder and harder. Every round that slips into the favor of the Kazakhstani team.
Yeah, both fortunately, but unfortunately, Almazer not going for a peek, not going for any of these exits. So Unique, they're going to stick on to all of these rifles, no economic damage whatsoever. But I think more importantly, forZe, they have afforded themselves yet another little eco around here, yet another little force, without having to spend too much extra money. This is just good management. I like that. I like the idea to save at the end.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I mean, we saw some of the issues in that first game where Na'Vi was taking force after force and it started to look rough for them. They had a lot more to work with. They had a good half going into things to work with, but for this match, it's looking a little bit harder. Team Unique, slow one. They're aware of the possibility of a play out towards A main. Winter just anchoring, not contesting the bomb. That'll be dropped on over to Duke himself, and they might actually try and hedge their bets towards this A site. Now this stack could start to be an issue, but before they go, they might just try and sell something towards this B site as 2 players still postured.
Well, this is obviously, of course, just full cutting off noise for Unique. And forZe, again, now that they're on pistols, they already have restricted utility anyways. Anything early is just going to go straight against them. And they were thinking about it. A little bit of utility, a couple of walks in later. Unique, they have a couple of kills in. Almazer still with that first contact back over towards ramp. Finally, out goes the 2-man wide swing. So yeah, okay. forZe can't get anything done once again off of these pistols. It's no surprises like we had plenty of at the beginning of the first half. You know, plenty. I mean, plenty. We had, I think, 3 in a row where it was just eco after eco after eco. The forZe Again, just gonna have to depend on rifles into the next round. We're not getting too many picks either, so we really have to start talking about the longevity of the economy here for Team Unique. Finally, the bomb is down.
All right, let's see it. Can they get any more damage in this round? It's looking unlikely. Armor, again, it's the important factor. It's a tough call to save twice in a row, but it's really the only option here. Maybe if Unique was getting over aggressive, there was a chance you could go for some damage, but that one doesn't happen, so they tuck in. Everything was really invested onto that double stack out towards A main, and early on that was cleared. Unique took that contact, and they just hedged their bets back towards that B site. Practically everyone had rotated off early, so that doesn't work out, and Jerry, he's forced to use his smoke. He'll fall as well. They're not even going to be allowed to save these weapons. Maybe that Galil recovered, but that's all it'll be.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, you can't really complain otherwise. forZe, they weren't aiming to go, huge in terms of just holding onto rifles. They can buy in this next round regardless. So the op actually comes out early for Zordy. Not a bad idea by any means. This is just the kick in the bud they need, right? Because look at the score. 15 is just around the corner. Unique, realistically, only need one more rifle round to get there. forZe, what can they do about it?
It's interesting. You see that Duke actually throws the smoke grenade back there. Now with the droppable nades in play, you can really set up for one player to just work off of one position and throw a variety of smokes. So I feel like we haven't seen too much of that yet in these couple of games, but I'm interested to see how that one pans out, as this time everyone postured here, but you notice that Jerry, he's gotten aggressive, and Flit as well, trying to take a frag. He'll find it onto the spam and open things up.
But this is just the god call, right? forZe with a 4-man stack at B site on a buy round of all things. But that's really just to compensate for the lack of utility, I would like to assume. In comes the early setup, and in comes the early swing from Almazer. Catches all of them completely off guard, and he ends up getting 4. It's a firing range for him, and forZe get it all on a silver platter.
Almazer, he's gonna get it all done. Most everyone down on the Unique side of things. And I mean, you're right, it's just the perfect call out of forZe. They have that one bit of aggression. You see Jerry kind of jiggling his way in and out of Jaguar. Flit joined in with that, found the opening frag, and then for Unique, they didn't have many options. Time was limited, so they were kind of trapped in to just making that play happen, trying to force the matter out towards B. And at the end of the day, that was likely not the call. They'll lose out on the round and now get forced into taking this tactical pause. It's likely to consider this buy. 2 players can drop on over, so a full investment should come in, but it's going to be a bit of a tough round to lose. Still, in the forZe camp, it's exactly what they needed. They keep the majority of these weapons up. They can start to build off of that. That's the foundation for this comeback, for this skyscraper to be erected.
Team Unique. Can you exactly call it David and Goliath, though? We have seen this team around for quite a while in the CIS region, under the same name, mostly under the same team. Unique, they know who they're facing up against. Most of these teams know exactly who they're facing up against. Let's see really if that's untoppable force can actually go down. Look over towards mid. It is Sorrow looking to actually take away some of this foundation. forZe, they realistically only have one person on the other side of the map and one person over towards mid, but out goes the swings and out goes the kills. forZe, they have 3. Smiley gonna be able to get another one, but that's really on just their way out. And Zordy through the smoke, Try through the smoke, Kenzie in mid with another kill, and it is forZe once again in one fell swoop, getting every kill that they need. And now this is just really just steps. This is just part of the process, right? Round after round, loss after loss. Unique now, they're on a very tragic loop of economy.
I actually liked the early defaults we were seeing out of Unique, where they played that widespread, put a bit of pressure out towards mid, and then cleared out that A main control. But these last couple rounds, they've just fully committed out towards the B site, and they've completely lost control out towards the lane. And, well, again, zordy, he's been one of the biggest issues. He'll find an opening frag, maybe even looking for the second. Ooh, Iceman, 3 times the charm. He'll connect the shot and this up. Ooh, it's actually recoverable unless Jerry can hold down and anchor the cross. Now Jerry spotted, swings wide. Iceman's dangerous at this range, but Jerry is able to capitalize, keep the op safe, hopefully keep the round safe, but still, 2 Deagles alive, and the bomb is headed towards A. No one is watching this, as Kenzie is actually heading out towards Donut.
Oh, and Duke. He's going to make a bit of noise over towards A, and this is big again. Kenzie getting baited out. And that smoke over in mid is going to allow Soro to walk his way through, but more importantly, he needs the pick in Donut, and he gets the headshot, but it's through a wall. Kenzie able to survive barely, and yes, an 8th round back for forZe, and we're mainly looking at economy for most of those kills, but Unique, that scenario goes a bit differently, and we end up seeing potentially a sneaky win for them back to put them on 14. Instead, would go forward once again, see yet another rifle round, and this time it is actually very confident utility from Unique.
It's a good look in the util department, and it's a good buy up finally for this squad. But forZe, they always have a new face, they always have a new hat they can pull on out, and this one it's the mid control. Zordy posts it up, watching the angle. Duke just on the other side.
There's just so much noise being made. That was really just off of the missed jump. Flit not in the right spot with his oppers, so they back out of that cheesy little spot. Still have to watch it for Almazer. He's gonna stick up on that mid side. He is getting a bit more information, but I don't think Unique really cares about noise at this point. They have been stopping down and ramping. Oh no. It's a bit of a trap, but I don't think Zordy's even going for it. He's just gonna leave Soro on his own. Soro can't actually escape, but out goes the peek finally from Jerry. No trade back either. Yes, there is actually. Smiley does end up taking the back Jerry. Zordy ends up getting 1 kill. He gets mollied out. Now he's just trying to watch back over towards ramp. Kenzie has his 6. This is a good setup.
That's a good position to find himself in. He'll train up on this angle, but now the smoke's come forward. Unique is still trying to force his matter, but look at Zordy. Zordy's forward,
still going.
The bomb, and he's looking for another back behind. Is the adjustment there? Not quite in time, and in a 2v3, this is still doable because all the CTs, they're smoked off with Flit. Past the edge, he'll spray away, stop the bomb, and there's no refrag. Kenzie bounding away, a bunny back into the grass. He'll escape for the moment as Iceman charges forward. There's a man towards his left, he'll spray away, nearly connects it, but the ammo runs dry. Still Iceman making this one doable, making this one into his favor even. He still has 100 HP. Bomb comes down, Flit around the other side. Iceman, can he do it again? The clutch has been so good for this man. Now there's only one player in opposition. It's Flit around the side. Go in and out behind the pillar. It's the pistol out, but it's Iceman with the clutch.
Double headshot back from Flit, and no kill. 2 headshots back, no kill, don't care, didn't ask. Chilling in the middle of sight. Iceman does it again. I can't believe it, forZe. How much more do you need to do to win out these rounds? Iceman through the smoke. A massive, massive spray down. And now we're looking at potentially disaster scenario for forZe if they end up losing another round. Team Unique finally on 14, 1 away from 15, and of course, 1 away from resetting the economy of forZe, which would just make everything from now on a real cakewalk.
Yeah, no loss bonus to work with here really whatsoever.
0.
This is a must-win round. 1,900, that's all they'll get in the bank account, but look how low they've bought. The only player with extra money is Flit. Maybe he could drop Deegs into this next round if they decide to force it, but you lose this round, and it feels like things could just be over. Still, the money isn't stellar for Unique either. They've invested into the MAC-10, so maybe the play has to be faster, but speed, it's not everything. You have to have precision as well, and Zordy, he's got that as an opening op shot with no chance of a refrag.
Oh, Winter just jumps out. Can't do anything else than that, right? Just a dry hit.
Oh, that nade.
Now, that nade, too good. Taking down Soro. Now Iceman, the last one remaining in a 1v4. This one a bit more impossible, I would like to think. He's down to 29 HP. One bullet from Flit would do it. He has two players watching that same angle. forZe, they stay alive for yet another round, but that is due to Unique switching up their approach for the first time in a minute.
Yeah, they changed it up, and the change isn't good. I think they were aware that forZe has been capitalizing quite heavily. I mean, we talked about that previous round where the jump up was heard, but they didn't actually contest. Like, they know that forZe has been up to something sneaky towards mid, and this was the round where they tried to purchase in the MAC 10s, and we're likely trying to maybe get rid of that op that's always been posted up, but it doesn't work. Now the investment is very minimal. What? Like, I think less than 3K invested in this round. It's just a couple of Deegs, and that's all there is to work with damage. Really just the name of the game.
No util, no nothing, no sauce. We can just go into this with very low expectations, and hopefully we get a cheeky clip out of it, yeah? Jerry and Almazer. Something disastrous needs to happen for them not to be able to hold down this B site. Unique. You still have so much time to try to just grind off the clock if they so want to, but again, no utility. They're forced to take everything very dry. But this is also kind of just the point for forZe too. Playing incredibly disciplined. This is the most disciplined that they've really played any round. Barely any contact back over towards Ramp. Barely any contact in Cheetah.
Yeah.
One person in mid is going for a jump peek. This is just a good change of pace that for a round like this, forZe, well, they can certainly take all the way to the bank.
Almazer, he's been good for these spray downs in a few rounds, and here's his opportunity. Jerry instead has his opportunity, but the trades are actually there. They greed for the weapons, and the greed will get the better. Winter, he's found the bomb down, but Duke, he's the only one with a risk. No armor to support, but an AUG in his hands, and down he goes in the round. It'll fall in stride as well. Diffuse comes through from Flit, and double digits is reached for forZe, inching closer and closer to Unique's scoreline. But Unique, they'll have a buyback into this one.
And I did say this earlier, but at least for Unique, but a reset here would be massive, 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 massive for forZe to potentially get themselves back into this game. Just at that 1W. I think they're just in for the rest of the game anyways. It just matters if they want to win this in regulation or not. I think their economy is going to be fine. They end up going in like a 15-10 or something of the sort, but that's just semantics. Early utility is very good. Double molly. Back over towards the choke points of B for forZe. Mainly those flashes doing good work, but they weren't able to get any space over towards mid either. It is only just 3 players back in B. A lot of early utility for Unique, but Unique aren't making any moves either.
No, not yet. I like that they're changing the pace. They are very cautious of the mid control. For Team Unique, it has been an issue for them on this T side. They've never really been able to capitalize, and forZe, to an extent, they know that, so they're not really putting too much stock into it, but this is the round where that could be punished, because you see the flashes are coming forward. They're trying to take space out towards mid, but Donut, that's a harder task, because Flit is the one anchoring on this angle. A smoke. Keep him nice and safe for the moment is Unique. Start to gain ground.
There goes the drops, and here goes Flits. The cheeky off angle right outside of the smoke. Could have done a little bit. You needed at least one to really make it worth it, but instead we are seeing the approach back over towards mid. Jerry has the entry back towards CT. He has to hold it down. Is only going to be able to get one, though. Iceman takes it back. Kenzie now looking back over towards A, but it's still going to be another kill for Iceman. We have split up the last 2 players for forZe. Zordy is on the A side of things. Almazer is on the B side of things. And Unique, alongside the ramp back for Smiley, they're going to be able to make their way back in A. Winter gets the kill. Duke with another one. Team Unique, 1 round away from upsetting forZe.
I mean, I can't express how bad of a loss this would be for forZe, because they're in an already very difficult group.
Yeah.
The game against
every
a team
game
like
is
Unique,
important.
it should be the gimme game, right? It should be the game where they're able to mop this up. Everything on paper says that forZe should win this match, but These Kazakhstanis, they've got some spice in them, and they want to win this one out 1 round away. And just look at that buy. 2 MP9s. The op at least has been invested for Sortie, and
Let's
the on
pass.
has been brought on over. And maybe this one's a bit clicker. Early util, but
Oh!
Sortie, that is a huge shot to find. The op of Smiley taken care of.
And not only that, but it's another 3-man setup for forZe here in the B site. They've made it 2 now, but both players are over in Cheetah. This is the cheesiness that you like to see. forZe, a desperate scenario. It does call for desperate measures. Let's see if the MP9 Crossfire can work. But again, in all reality, B site is empty. They would need that first contact back. And indeed, we are getting it. In goes the early Molly, but it bounces a couple times too much. But Jerry is still alive. So going out with that MP9. But Iceman is called all the way out in the open. Oh, Mazer goes in. He's pop flashed in. Can't get Winter. No way. And his teammate can't get anything either. Look at the angle taken back on the pillar. Winter going for the plant. And it's Flit in the corner. He did not opt to go through that smoke by any means. He awaits the perfect opportunity for a spray down. The smoke dissipates and it's all his. 11-15, and we continue.
But the thing is, this economy is still on the rocks for forZe. It's not clean. Despite that win, they need to start getting these rounds a bit safer. And I mean, it was a good look in this one. Flit playing around the smoke denies. The plant keeps that $800 from falling into the bank account of their opponents. But what's the key to consistency? The change-ups, I like it. The variability we've seen from forZe is one of their biggest strengths. The round they lost, though, was at hand of them losing out on mid control. They've put more of an investment into it. This time it's forZe. Flit up towards the mid house, and Jerry, be at risk here. The close angle of Jaguar.
I would dare to say that last round was one of their biggest chances they have for the remainder of this game to try to close out this BO1 against forZe. I would like to assume that yes, they'll have utility later or something of the sort, but see, that's an assumption. I think the economy now and just the line now for Unique is going to be so hard for them to get a full buyback. Let's see if the MP9 can try to help. Jerry around the corner. Going to be able to get one, but the trade back from Iceman is there. And over on the B side, there is not a lot more stress for forZe as they are able to take back 2 players here, but Unique's actually lining up for a take.
Oh, there comes the Molly. Mazer off the line, and Iceman will claim the space, slow into the cave, and Flit again. Same angle as last time. Can he find the same amount of damage? Flash over. Instead, just a smoke. Flit, he thought it was a flash as well. Now the blind will come in, but the spray is good. Takes care of Sorrow. Iceman edging his way out onto the site as Smiley will plant this bomb. It's 3 versus 4, but the post-fight setup is good, and Winter has found Flit.
Smiley's still stuck, and the smoke is dissipated next to him. If he peeks out, he's dead to Sortie, and indeed he is. 2v3 now. Iceman still back
Kenzie
towards construction, back towards Cheetah. Here comes Kenzie. Kenzie! The timing is so good! Kenzie takes him away. Winter, his last position is so predictable. They clear out everything else. He's back in ramp, and he goes down in a heap. forZe up now, the 12th round, and it's bound to get worse.
There was never any control out towards mid from Unique. They never shut down the players in that direction. So in the late round, Kenzie just flanks his way on through, takes position in lane, backstabs the player anchored towards cave, and that completely neuters the crossfire. The team Unique was trying to set up one player out towards main is not going to be able to hold on to that site. So round slips away. It's another tactical pause used. It's another round that I would imagine they'll probably save, but it's a tough call. That's why this pause is important, because they could choose to force this. A couple players will likely be on Galil's, and the utility belt will be lesser, but I think it's the better call to hold off. Ensure you have the strongest of buys, and you have the most opportunities to close this one on out.
It's an intense scenario, but I would like to think that you're right. Going down to just about 2K. You want at least that 13th to have some rifles back, but no matter how you look at it, it's just a fragile scenario for this team from now on. So forZe can certainly take advantage. A lot of early util back over towards ramp, and more importantly, it's that cheetah control that forZe has actually gone away from. But in the last few rounds, certainly has been welcoming back that position. Unique again with the restricted utility. I say restricted, but they still have quite a lot. They make their way into the B side quickly. Duke with the first kill back. Almazer still back in construction. Could watch the cross. But the cross, he's only able to get one. Great follow-up onto Winter, but Winter's still alive. One-man advantage now back for Unique. Bum will be able to go down. Flit trying to go through the smoke. Winter is doing the exact same thing. He's here. He walks on through. What is this? Flit, how many kills can he get here? Gonna be able to get one. Make it two. But Iceman got another kill. Smiley does the same. Almazer in a 1v3. The eco is working. Almazer's on his own. He doesn't even know where these players are. He's just going for the defuse. He's going in, but it goes down. Team Unique with a massive win over forZe.